Let's start. My name is Opukhlyi Vlad. I'm working as a technical lead at Magecom. For last 7 years, I'm working at Magecom, and about 4 last years, I worked as a technical lead. I like reading books, improving team performance, traveling. This item is most probably not available last few months, last 8 months, but I really hope that it will be available as soon as possible. So the only goal of this report is to share my experience of detecting and fixing the most critical, the most painful, and the most valuable project issues. So let's start. 4 years ago, I was assigned to one interesting project. Initially, I was working as a developer. Later on, I started leading that project. It was some kind of a dream. I really hope. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, sorry. 4 years ago, I started working as a team lead of the great team on great project with, I don't know, about 3,000 plus hours of budget. So we had a lot of things to do, and super motivated team, a huge team of customer or client stakeholders. So I expected this would be the best project of my life, but this has not happened. Let's show on the next slide. I had a very positive expectations. I hoped that as I was a developer previously, I will have more and more dev tickets. They will be more challenging, interesting. I will be working regular working day. Clients will be happy. We will have a clear, well-defined and interesting tickets. I will be feeling strong team support, and we will be using Scrum or something like that. But the reality was not exactly the same. The only items I received were urgent requests. I worked more than 13 or 14 hours per the working day. We had extreme deadlines, a rush of change requests, about I had about 5,000 messages per day from direct messages, emails, notifications about ticket updates, and clients team. And for sure, as a final great, in double quotes, result, we had as soon as possible release policy. So we deployed on Fridays, and it was not the best project of my life. And at that point, I started thinking how to resolve all of these issues. I don't want to give up. I understand that I should, and I could find a better approach. So why I have lost the control of that project? First of all, developer mindset. It's good to think with algorithms. It's helping to handle and process a lot of real requests in your real life. But then when you are starting new position of team lead, you will have much more management related items. And what I can say for sure, you will not be ready for those types of requests if you are not preparing and you do not know what to focus on. Another point here, usually developers are focusing on tickets instead of process of work. That's why you are fixing tickets, you are delivering tickets, and you're still struggling from project not working as it should. Third one, also popular, you are curing symptoms, but not root cause. So you are receiving more change requests. You are trying to fix them, you are working overtimes, but it's not helping because you need to stop and take a look and understand the root cause, fix the root cause and proceed. Another painful item is snowball of communication. The first thing I understand, after 2 weeks of my work, I received more than 1,000 of emails in my inbox. I was absolutely not ready. It's like, I don't know, 100 times more than usually I received as developer. And also I had a strong fear of transparency. If I did mistake, I wasn't sure that I need to notify team. I was thinking that our client will be treating us as not good developers, not good team if we did some kind of mistakes. So what are the steps to rescue your project? The items I tried to implement: work harder, work more, and add more team members. Nothing of this will help. You can work hard and even more, but this will not resolve root cause issues, bottlenecks, and other reasons of why the project can crash, stop, or be doomed. You can work more hours. This will cause your life-work balance, and you and your family and even your team will be struggling from this. Adding more team members, which can be obvious for a project manager, will not help so quickly. For example, when you are adding 2 new developers to the team, some other employees or you spending much more time to make them understanding project and be up to speed. So this is not the best and not the fastest solution. And if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel not enough control over the project, if you are losing deadlines, this will definitely not help. Another option which managers usually trying to utilize is push on the team to get results. Like, okay, you are committed to implement this ticket, but you're not delivering. It's bad. You should deliver this ticket. You should work, I don't know, up to the next morning, but deliver because you have committed. This is also not working, unfortunately. So this might work for 1 ticket, for 2 tickets, and then the team will be burning out, and the project in the long-term approach, the project will be struggling. Set more strict deadlines is almost the same. So it looks like the only viable and only working solution will be fully stop, take a look around, and change the approach of work. This sounds easy right now, but what should I look for when I've stopped? And what should I focus on to understand what are the next steps? So first and the most critical, I read the book, The Goal, The Process of Continuous Improvements, when I was absolutely overloaded with project. It was a hint from my the teacher of English. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Looks like I need to hide this one. Okay. Okay. So returning back to bottlenecks. As you can see on the picture, it does not matter how robust, how quick, how fast your team, if you have a bottleneck, all of these resources will not have a chance to be moved from the left to right side, or you will not have a chance to process so much. Let's say those circles are the tickets, and here is the team performance. The bottleneck is team performance. So if you have a slow team performance or this bottleneck, you will not have a chance to work efficiently. Bottlenecks can be technical and not technical. So, sorry, I will try to hide this. Okay, let's, not sure if I can do it. Okay, sorry. So examples of bottlenecks. Technical, it can be delivery flow, it can be onboarding flow, it can be deployments flow, low quality requirements, and so on. Examples of non-technical bottlenecks. First is related to communication. You can have a huge wave of not required communication, like emails, email notification, a huge amount of direct messages from your team, a huge amount of daily calls, weekly calls, and so on, which are wasting a huge amount of resources. It can be different time zones. As an example of time zones, you have a backend developer working in Europe time zone and front-end developer working in USA time zone with almost 0 hours of intersection. So each ticket will be deployed 2 times slower because let's say backend part was developed and then front-end part implementation will be started. So you will have a day of delay. The similar thing with a long approval process. Let's say you have one small request from client and the estimate of that requirement of that change is less than 2 hours. What might happen? Let's think with the bottleneck approach. First, you receive a ticket. You understand the ticket purpose. You are estimating it and asking client to approve. Client is working with his own business and will see this email like in 2 days. After checking in 2 days, he will add 2 more questions, return ticket back to you. You will spend 1 more day, and after about 10 days, this ticket will be delivered. This ticket can be critical for business. Business understand it. Client is also understand, but overloaded with other type of work. So how to avoid this bottleneck? As an example of our existing project, we have approval from the client to process not huge, not big requests with less than 2 hours of dev time without waiting for approval for this 3 to 4 or even 5 days. So after resolving this bottleneck, the speed of delivery is much faster because you do not need to wait 10 days to deliver 5, 6 small tickets. They can be delivered in 3 or 4 days. So this is increasing team capacity. Another possible bottleneck can be a resource. For example, it can be resource or the role in the team, like a project manager, technical lead, front-end developer, backend developer, and so on. For example, let's say we have team of 10 employees. They are working efficiently. They are trying to help client. They are motivated and focused, but each of them will send 25 direct messages to the team lead. And also, let's say that client stakeholders, 4 or 6 of them will also send about 25 messages. So we will have about 200 of messages to reply. In this case, the bottleneck of the team performance will be a technical lead or team lead who cannot perform efficiently. To reduce this type of slowness, you can utilize general chat. You can gather all stakeholders, team members in the single channel and ask them to utilize the resource of this team channel. Otherwise, you will be working like a support manager. You will be super overwhelmed and you will be missing deadlines. Okay, so another and the last one in the list is multi-project allocation. In our days, without staff and outsource, sometimes backend or front-end developers are allocated partially to few projects, not only full-time. That's why if somebody is working in the first part of a day and other part of a team working in the second part of a day, they do not have intersection. It's something similar to different time zones. So this will cause at least 1 day delay or even more. So this should be escalated and fixed by managers to allocate time of work for the teams in the similar hours. Okay, let's talk a little bit about trust bottleneck. In case our client is does not trust to us, everything else will not work. So to build trust, you need three key steps. First one is increment and permanent showing results. Each day, each week, each sprint, you need to show the results. The second one, you should avoid chats without clients. It's very common mistake and caused by the fear of transparency. 4 years ago, we had a chat without client and with client because of fear to send something which can harm or, I don't know, make client unhappy. Nowadays, we have only one single channel and the chat with client and the team. What problems does it solve? First, client is always see exact progress with, I don't know, up to 10, 20, or even 30 times a day. So when client need to understand what is happening, he can take a look to the Jira board or take a look into the channel. Second, what we will get from it, we can tag client and ask him for help. This will be a trouble solving of delays bottleneck. So we will get a response from client, not in 1 week, but in 2 hours. This is working extremely nice, and we are saving days and sometimes even weeks. The third one is simplify reporting process. When the complex project is started, there are a lot of tickets, there are a lot of requests, there are a lot of changes, and all this stuff is really complex. And it's complex for developers, and it's complex for clients, and it's complex for everybody, because you can have like, I don't know, 600 tickets on your board. Some of them are on hold, some of them not active, some of them not urgent or urgent. And you have a huge headache and overhead with fixing those items. So, with searching for appropriate ticket and fixing most critical items. So the solution here will be to create some kind of a Google Doc with 3 columns like ticket name, ticket status, and a comment. That's all. That's all you need to have a quick call with 15 minutes call, instead of wasting 1 hour of time searching for appropriate tickets, trying to detect what was moved to prod, what is blocked, how blocked, and so on. Okay, the most important one, when you're working with a client or when you're working with a team, you should focus on handling expectations. For sure, you will not have a chance to deliver in time everything and every time, because something bad might happen. You can receive some immediate or super quick request, super urgent request from the other part of a team. The site might be down for, I don't know, like 30 minutes, and you will need to do an investigation and understand why it's happening. You can have some more critical tickets affecting business, and you will lose that deadline. And good things here, if you escalate in time, if you provide client with exact information why it's happened, when you will deliver expected tickets, you will handle or update or change his expectations. And the truth is, when the client receiving what he expects, he can be happy. Otherwise, there are no ways to make client happy. So if you are not focusing on handling expectations, your clients most probably will never be happy. It doesn't matter if you will perform excellent, super cool, will close all of the tickets. If you are not focusing on handling expectations, clients will not be happy. Another item is work with problems and issues. When I started work as team lead, I was struggling from receiving problems, issues, blockers, and so on. I received a lot of them. I received from a client team, from dev team, and I was sometimes really confused. How can I handle so much complex requests? Because I'm not getting interesting and simple and straightforward tickets anymore. I'm only getting problems. So the problem is not always an issue. You can convert any type of problem into the task. For example, if this is a problem with a card, you can think about creating a ticket for improvement, assign this to developers, find the best solution, be proactive, and provide client with a great fix, and most probably even with the idea of improvement and how you can utilize that not working feature and make site working better. So solving the client problems is the #1 way to build trust. Okay, so next one is team efficiency. So first of all, you need to improve the velocity, speed, and capacity of your team. Then you should focus on your own, because if you are focusing on improving your skills, if you are focusing on improving your speed, the team will be struggling and client will be struggling, because you have only 8 hours or even less hours in the day, but your team is sometimes 40 hours or 25 hours per day. So you should allocate tickets to the team and take care of improving the quality and performance of the team. Second one is simplification of workflows. Software development process is a complex and consists of a lot of the systems and flows. For example, support workflow, onboarding workflow, delivery workflow, and so on. You should check all of those flows and understand if you miss any of them or if it's not described well. Please spend your time, focus, improve, and each next time when new person will be onboarding, you will not spend a day, you will spend few hours for that person, or you will even spend like 30 minutes of your personal time or even 15 minutes, as if the steps for onboarding will be described well. And most important here, always listen to your team ideas. A lot of employees worked in the previous projects and they have seen a lot of interesting ideas. Please do not ignore them. I mean, the ideas of your team members. Put some notes, create a backlog of improvements, and try to add at least one item per week, and you will see the result. You will start working not 12 hours, you will be working less and less hours to get the same efficiency. Those were the most important and most critical items. And now let's focus on additional ideas, what also can help with a similar impact. So when you're starting a new project, please do not ignore the audit of the project. You should understand where you are, what is the roadmap and next steps, what are the goals from the client, and you should take a look not only for the tickets, not only for the specification. Please take a look into all types of flows like onboarding, dev, support flow, and so on. Because if you skip this step, you will not have enough control over the situation. You will not have a chance to share your concern in advance to the client, and they will be not happy because you will not fit there and you will not handle their expectations. Automation of routines. For sure, we have some regular and recurrent processes on each project. Doing the same work manually each time is just a wasting of a time and wasting of resources and wasting of money. So if you have an onboarding process, please document it once and adjust it each next time when something was changed, like steps for deploys or steps to get the database dump and so on. In our current project, we have automation for creating database dumps, sanitized database dumps, for verification, for notification from servers if something went wrong, and so on. All those automations taking some time to implement, but they worth it. Okay, so, and as a frequent request, if you are getting requests from client, please show me the latest status. Please show me the board of latest tickets. Please explain me how to connect to some service to check or configure something. just create a document and put those steps into the document. And with each next request, how your client can add CMS block, you will have a ready document and you will share it and you will save resources for something more interesting and important. This is one of the most complex here, fixing ownership and responsibility gaps. Sometimes the most critical and most painful bottlenecks and issues happening when two persons are responsible for the same type of work. Well, let's say project manager and team lead, or front-end developer and backend developer. Some of the tickets are combined, and it's hard to say, is this really a front-end or backend work? So in this case, you should focus on those items and allocate and assign them properly. And if you see that this can be a gap, so both roles can handle, you as a lead should define who will be doing this work, just to avoid gathering all of these tough and inconvenient tickets. Also, as a technical lead, you should be responsible for the result and all team mistakes. Yeah, it's not sound great for somebody, but if I am responsible for all the mistakes inside of a team, we are not searching for a responsible person. If something bad happened, we are starting from firefighting or resolving issue. We are not searching for the purpose, for the reason why it's happened for half a day or 2 hours. We are fixing this as soon as possible. It was implementing 360 monitoring. If you have any type of tools available on your project, or if you can ask client to purchase or install like New Relic, CloudWatch, or AppBots alerts, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to get notification as soon as possible. So business will lose less money if something was not okay, and you will understand much better what is happening with your site. Okay, so, and also please schedule maintenance scope in roadmap. And if you are planning the sprints, please add maintenance works as similar to risk buffers in the tickets. All these things will happen, and will happen for sure. Okay, summary, quick summary. Fix your bottlenecks, work with client expectation first, build trust with absolute transparency, and invest up to 25% of your time for improvements of the team. And a quick list of books I used for making improvements. The first one was the most important and most critical, the goal, and others were also interesting. I get some ideas from all of those books. Thank you for your attention. Thank you all coworkers who worked inside of my teams. I appreciate your efforts and your time and your dedication. If there are any questions, I'm glad to answer.
Okay, thank you, Vlad. Thank you for your presentation. It was really interesting. We have a few questions from the guests. First of all, the question is, how many people from your team communicate with the client, and how often developers should do this? Vlad, I think you are on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry, I muted myself and it's not so easy to unmute here. So could you please repeat the question? How much of the client?
How many people from your team communicate with the client, and how often developers should do this?
I think it depends on the situation, and it's allowed in our Jira ticketing system to tag the client and get clarification. We have like 4 to 6 stakeholders, the person in the client, like client team members, and we can communicate over the Jira. If we need any clarifications, it's happening almost each day when something requires clarification, because otherwise we will need to spend more time. for this. And I completely trust to my team about posting questions. In the case of few possible scenarios, team member can call me. We can recheck that question and post it. Regarding the direct communication via calls, it's happening, not quite often. Our team members can join the weekly call. It's really quick and short, and ask the questions. If I need more context about some super heavy tickets with a huge list of steps to reproduce and implement, I can ask team members to join the call and show what we have and share the list of questions.